All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a journey into one of the body's most important but kind of hidden regions, the retroperitoneum. You can think of it as the body's secret command center, the place that houses some of our most vital systems.
When you think about your abdomen, you probably picture the usual suspects, right? The stomach, the intestines, the liver. But have you ever stopped to wonder what's going on behind all of that? What's tucked away in the body's mysterious back office? Well, that is exactly where we're going today.
With anatomy, the name itself often gives you the biggest clue. Let's just break it down. Retro is just Latin for behind, and the peritoneum is that thin membranous lining of your main abdominal cavity. So, the retroperitoneum is literally the space behind the peritoneum. See? Simple.
Okay, so this gives us our first real map of the territory we're exploring. If you think of your main abdominal cavity, the lesser sac, as, say, the living room of a house, then the retroperitoneum is the entire back wing. It's walled off, totally separate, and it's where all the really important infrastructure is kept.
All right, so before we actually step inside this space, we've got to understand the container itself, right? Any important place needs good, strong walls. And the retroperitoneum has this amazing, brilliantly engineered set of boundaries made of both bone and muscle.
So let's start with the hard stuff. The framework. You've got the spine forming the main posterior wall. And then check this out. The 11th and 12th ribs, what we call the floating ribs, they kind of wrap around and act like this little protective cage. And that bony armor is just absolutely crucial for guarding the delicate tops of the kidneys.
Okay, now this is where it gets really fun. Let's do a little virtual dissection. We're going to peel back the layers of muscle on the side, one by one, so you can see just how well protected this whole area is. We're starting from the outside and working our way in. Okay, layer one, the most superficial muscles. We're talking about things like the latissimus dorsi and the external oblique. These are the big movers, the powerful muscles that let you bend and twist.
All right, let's go one layer deeper. Now we've got the internal oblique. And what's really cool is its fibers run in the opposite direction from the external one. It's like plywood, creating this incredible strength, a total natural safety belt. And you see that white, shiny stuff? That's the lumbodorsal fascia. It's basically the body's own heavy-duty duct tape, just holding the whole thing together.
And finally, the deepest layer. This is the transversus abdominis, and its fibers run horizontally, side to side, like a natural corset cinching everything in. So you put all three of those layers together, and you get this unbelievably strong, dynamic wall. Okay, boundaries established.
All right, we've seen the walls. Now it's time to step inside and meet the residents. And let me tell you, this is not just some empty attic. It is cleverly organized, kind of like it has different rooms, and each room is packed with some of the most critical players in your entire body.
Look at this. This just shows the genius of the body's design. The whole space is divided up by these thin sheets of tissue called fascia. You can think of them like built-in Ziploc bags that create these little compartments. For example, you have the perirenal space, which literally means around the kidney. And this isn't just for neatness. As we're going to find out, this organization can be a matter of life and death.
So you might be asking, why are these particular organs hanging out back here? Well, it's a mix. Some of them, like your kidneys, are what we call primarily retroperitoneal. They were basically born and raised in the back office. But then you have others, like the pancreas and parts of the colon, that are secondarily retroperitoneal. These guys actually started out in the main abdominal cavity, and then, during development, they migrated to the back and fused into place. It's almost like they decided they wanted a quieter job away from all the commotion.
So let's get a group photo of all these inhabitants, shall we? Look how snugly everything is packed in there. You've got the kidneys with the little adrenal glands sitting right on top like little hats. You see the C-shaped curve of the duodenum, with the head of the pancreas tucked right into it. And then you have the ascending and descending parts of the colon, basically framing the whole picture. It's a crowded neighborhood.
And running right through the middle of all this, you have the body's absolute superhighways, the aorta. That's the massive arterial freeway sending oxygenated blood down to your entire lower body. And right next to it, the inferior vena cava, the huge venous highway bringing all that blood back up to the heart. Putting this kind of critical, high-pressure plumbing in such a protected space, that is no accident. That is brilliant, brilliant design.
But wait, there's more. It's not just organs and plumbing. The retroperitoneum also houses the body's critical electrical wiring. What you're looking at here is the lumbar plexus.
It's this incredibly complex web of nerves that branch right off the spine. The best way to think about it is like a massive electrical junction box that's controlling all the muscle movement and sensation for your lower abdomen and your legs.
And here it is. This is the so what moment. All that complex wiring we just saw, this map shows you what it actually does. You know that feeling when you touch the front of your thigh? The nerve that allows you to feel that, it starts its journey deep inside this hidden space, the retroperitoneum. It's an incredible direct connection from this secret back office to something you experience every single day.
Okay, so we've had this amazing tour of the anatomy. But why does any of this really matter? Why do we need to know this stuff in such detail? Well, for a surgeon, knowing this map isn't just an academic exercise. It is absolutely the key to performing life-saving procedures.
Just take a look at this. A surgeon is using an ultrasound here to guide a needle into a kidney. Now remember, all those layers we peeled back earlier, the muscles, the fascia, all of it? A surgeon has to know that path, that roadmap, with just absolute pinpoint precision to get through every single one of those layers and reach the kidney safely without hitting anything else. The stakes are incredibly high.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Remember those Ziploc bags you talked about, those fascial rooms? They are so much more than just organizers. They are containment fields. So if a kidney gets infected, or there's bleeding, or a urine leak, that fascia can trap it right there. It stops a local problem from exploding into a body-wide catastrophe. It's literally a biological firewall.
And this is just so cool. Anatomy actually gives surgeons a secret back door. This little landmark is called the white line of Told. It's this almost bloodless seam that's left over from how we develop as a fetus. So for a surgeon, it's like finding a secret map with a dotted line that says, cut here. It gives them a clean, safe entryway into this incredibly critical space.
So there you have it, the retroperitoneum. It might be a hidden world to most of us, but for a surgeon, understanding its map isn't just helpful. It's the absolute key to saving lives. Knowing this space inside and out is often the difference between a successful surgery and a total disaster.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Our bodies are just filled with these hidden spaces, these secret back offices, all quietly running the whole show. What other anatomical secrets are tucked away in there, holding the keys to our health? Well, thanks for coming along on this little tour with us.